don't know about that one.
Today's the first day of Universal's holiday celebration, so we are trying all the food across City Walk and the 2 parks. Let's just get into it. Of course, we're starting with dessert first, as you do in these videos. So this is the Christmas present, and it doesn't even look edible. It's really amazing. So it has a dark chocolate bow on top, which I'm gonna remove for the sake of cutting into it. And then it is a vanilla bean mousse with a cherry gelée. Go ahead and start now how many times I mispronounce a menu ingredient. Just let me know in the comments at the end of the video. Okay, we're gonna cut right down the center and see what it looks like inside. Oh. Okay, so there's the cherry. I am knife and forking it because I touched it just slightly and got red food coloring all over my hand that won't leave. So this is the strategy for now. So this is definitely a light dessert. It almost tastes like a cherry, like gelatin almost, or like jelly inside of it. The vanilla mousse is pretty light around the edges. It's mostly just the cherry gelatin. I like it. I'd give it like a 3 out of 5. So this is the second red one of the day. I guess we're starting in order of color. So this is the gingerbread ornament. It is a gingerbread creme brulee with a chocolate mirror glaze on the outside. It looks really pretty, and it's not listed on the menu, but it looks like there's little like white chocolate, maybe sprinkles, or just sprinkles in general on the outside. We're gonna do the same policy. We're gonna cut right down the center and see what it looks like inside. This is another 3 out of 5 for me. It's very soft, very creme brulee kind of texture, you know, very soft on the outside, or on the inside. The outside isn't hard as well. So it's just kind of soft all the way through. I don't know why I was expecting the outside to be kind of tougher, but it's not. It's good. Gingerbread flavor, not super strong gingerbread, just kind of, you know, a light gingerbread flavor. 3 out of 5. This is the frozen hot cocoa, which they said was the most popular option so far. It looks really, really pretty. I gotta tell you, mini marshmallows just look better than big marshmallows. That's my hot take of the day. There's also holiday sprinkles on there, and then it's a hot chocolate mousse all the way through. So I hesitate to give my first 5 out of 5 of the day, but I think this is it. I think this is a 5 out of 5. This is really, really, really good. It tastes just like hot chocolate, but not hot. The marshmallows really add to it. It's a really nice, smooth texture. It really, I don't know how to describe it other than it really just tastes like you're eating a hot chocolate, but cold. This is really, really good. I'm gonna take a second bite of this one. I've got to say, this one's going to be tough to eat because there is a miniature snowman right on top, but this is the Praline holiday bar. It is praline and a dark chocolate mousse, and it's got some whipped ganache on top. It looks really great. I'm sad to eat the little guy, but he has to go. I'm sorry. He had like a cookie texture. He was really good. So I went back and forth on this one. I almost gave this a 2 out of 5, but I felt like I was just doing that because I've been given a lot of 3 out of 5s. But I do genuinely believe this is a 3 out of 5. Like everything here, it's been really like soft. There hasn't been a lot of cake-like texture. They're all kind of like mousse. So I just keep that in mind if you're visiting here. That, I mean, maybe we have something coming up that's more of a cake-like texture, but everything so far has been kind of like mousse, like soft texture. So if I can let you in on a little secret, we thought there'd be a little less holiday treats than there actually ended up being this year. So I would have scheduled more of the team to come out and help me, but it's just a 2-man team today. So I am with our videographer and photographer, Trevor. Trevor.
Yes, and I'm trying the Christmas tree tower. It is cinnamon and caramelized pecan mousse tiered cake. So a lot of mousse options, very moussey-goosey. Wow. It does look good though. I am a fan of pecan, and we haven't had any of that yet.
And I'm actually not a pecan fan, so I'm glad.
Oh wow, I'm glad I went.
We didn't even do this on purpose.
Heck yeah. You have to be a fan of mousse. Otherwise, I actually really like the flavor of this one. I actually got to try the snowman bar that you saw Taylor try earlier. I tried it yesterday, and it was not my favorite texture. I guess maybe I was expecting something a little more, but going into it mentally now, knowing that this is going to be mousse, I really do enjoy it. It definitely tastes like, if you like butter pecan ice cream, I think you'd really like this, and that's really the only flavor that stands out. There's a little bit of a cinnamon flavor, but not enough to overpower the pecan that I was tasting. I would give it probably a 3 out of 5. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I have to have this again, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I hated it and I never want it ever again.
So this one is the outer shell is a chocolate waffle cone, which I'm really excited about because, again, I feel like everything so far hasn't had a really tough outside shell or texture, and it's all been kind of soft, so I'm excited for something that has kind of more of an outside texture. And then inside is cookie dough. I love cookie dough, and of course it's on a stick. Anything on a stick is better. I don't know how to eat this one, admittedly. I have half a mind just to flip it over, and then you kind of got it all in the cone. But I think I'm gonna, and this might be ill-advised, but I think I'm gonna take a bite just right out of the side. And before I bite into it, I haven't told you the name yet. It's the Christmas tree cookie dough. Cookie dough Christmas tree. So all of the holiday Christmas desserts have gone to my head. I just recalled, even though the menu says that it's a chocolate cone, they offered us a vanilla cone option, and we took the vanilla option. So this is actually a vanilla cone. I apologize for leading you astray. I really, really like it. This is easily, I'd say a 4 out of 5. It is close to 5 out of 5 territory. This is a really, really good option as well. If you like cookie dough, you're really gonna like this.
My next unfortunate item that I have to try, and really I think it's very fortunate, it is the Coquito Mousse Snowball. And the only description that Universal gives us is it's Coquito flavored. So for anyone who doesn't know what Coquito is, it's described as the Puerto Rican eggnog. I'm gonna try it out, see how it is. I've actually never had it before, so I was just as uneducated until I Googled it as everybody else. But it looks fantastic. It kind of looks like the ornament from earlier. It has that smooth, like refined texture. And again, it's mousse, so I'm not like overjoyed, but I think I'll like it because it is a different flavor, not something you normally try. Again, very soft right from the get-go. It almost looks like an egg, like you're eating a hard-boiled egg.
It does.
I don't know about that one. If you like eggnog, yes. I do enjoy eggnog, but I think I took way too big a bite. And again, it's partly the texture. It's almost jello, but it's not quite. And I'm sure when you saw me cut into the snowball just now, you could see it kind of shake like jello. And it's just something that I'm not expecting, no matter how many times I tell myself it's mousse, it's going to be a little softer. So I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 because you have to really like eggnog to enjoy this. That's literally the only flavor there is, nothing else. If you don't like eggnog, skip it, save your money for something else. If you love eggnog, have at it, please.
We have made it over to Seuss Landing. You can probably hear the singing who's over to my left. And the first stop is over at Hop on Pop, which has a holiday menu. That's really exciting. I think this is the first year that they've done a holiday menu at Hop on Pop. So this is basically 2 Grinch sugar cookies with ice cream in the middle. It's the Grinch ice cream sandwich. They do sell the sugar cookies separately as well. So we have 2 of those, but we also got the ice cream sandwich. I want to try it first, obviously, because it's melting really fast. There's a heart to represent the Grinch's heart, obviously. I think this is before his heart grows. Spoiler alert, his heart does grow, though. I enjoy this. I would give it like a 4 out of 5. My only critique of this is the ice cream to cookie ratio I think is a little bit off. So I think there's a little too much sugar cookie. These are really thick sugar cookies, which they taste good, but it's just a lot of sugar cookie and not quite as much ice cream. Of course, the ice cream has melted a little bit, but not too much for slightly more ice cream to go with the sugar cookie. But I would get this again. I like it. This is a holiday punch, and the menu just says it's a sour apple tropical punch. I've got to say, I don't know if the Grinch made this or if who made this, but I question putting whipped cream into a punch. It could just be because I'm not that big of a whipped cream fan, but you know, I don't know. There's also some kind of like, it looks like a sugar rim here. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna use a straw. Oh, we've got some stuff on the bottom too. I'm guessing that's just kind of like the sugar rim that went to the bottom a little bit. I like this a lot. It is sour, so I would say 4 out of 5. So 4 out of 5 as far as just my rating on the item itself. Sourness, I would say 4 out of 5 as well. 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5. It's not the most sour thing I've ever tasted, but it is pretty sour. You've definitely got that hints of green apple. It's pretty refreshing, and I do agree with the menu description of calling it tropical. It feels tropical as well. The rim's fun. I think it gives it a little more of a kind of holiday flair. I think without the rim, it's kind of similar to the sour apple drink you can normally get in Seuss Landing. So I think the rim with the whipped cream kind of gives it more of a holiday feeling. It is time for my favorite thing to drink when it is 80 degrees outside, the Grinch hot chocolate bomb. So this comes as 2 parts. You've got the hot chocolate itself, and then you've got the hot chocolate bomb. They've become more and more popular over the last year. About a year ago, they started rolling these out, and they've had a couple of different variations. I'm not sure what's inside the Grinch one. Obviously, you still have the little small heart to represent the Grinch's heart before it grew in size. We're gonna drop it in and see how fast it melts here. I don't know why I expected it to like immediately sink down and just like... I have an exciting update to share. I've found a straw. We're gonna try to use the straw to maybe disintegrate the chocolate bomb. Oh, so inside there is marshmallows, chocolate, and another Grinch heart. I don't know if anyone's considered perhaps the reason why the Grinch's heart is so small is because it's so many places. I mean, it's on the cookies, it's in, it's inside the bomb, on top of the bomb. I don't know. It's just, he's got a lot of heart to go around apparently. Looks very Grinchy. So the trick to a hot chocolate bomb is you really have to mix it up well. You can't have any of the big hot chocolate pieces still in there. Okay, I'm gonna take one for the team on this 80-degree day. We said we're gonna try everything. We're gonna try everything, including the hot chocolate. Okay, as I predicted, my favorite thing isn't putting hot chocolate into hot chocolate. I really wish it was a hot milk option. Pop! We like the hop on pop. It's good. I think it'd be much better, obviously, if it was colder outside. I would consider it if I was really cold, like if it was in the 60s, and that made me sound like a Floridian. If it was in the 50s or 40s, or if you're watching it, maybe it gets to the 30s. Whatever you consider cold. If you consider yourself cold and you needed something to warm up, I would get this. Otherwise, it's just a little too rich for me. I think it's just too much chocolate. I don't know if we showed, we've got the custom Grinch branding here. That's pretty cool. I would give it 2.5 out of 5. We've got these sugar cookies. Like I said, they are part of the ice cream sandwich, so I'm just gonna keep them in the packaging instead of trying them since I tried them on the ice cream sandwich. I thought they were good sugar cookies. I would give it like a 4 out of 5. I really enjoy a good sugar cookie. I thought this one was good. I like the little flour on the outside. I think it's flour. Tasted great to me. I would say I'm gonna bring them home to my girlfriend Madison. Not 100% positive if they'll make it home or if I'll eat them before then. So if you're watching this, I apologize if I already ate them. We have made it over to the former Blue Man Group courtyard, which is where they're having the Grinch show this year. So they have a food cart where they used to sell Blue Man merchandise, and there's a lot of different options here. It was actually about $60 worth of options. So Trevor's gonna kick us off with the
nachos.
Yeah.
So I am starting us off with the chili and cheese nachos. I have a little bit of a list just so that we know exactly what we're eating. Chili and cheese nachos with crunchy corn tortilla chips, topped with white cheddar cheese sauce, assume, and beef chili. Again, assume. Looks amazing. Here we go.
And while Trevor's chewing it over, let me tell you about the other type of nachos they have. Also the carnita nachos, which is the same thing but with roasted pulled pork.
I did chew it over a little bit. I actually really like it, and I'm very hit or miss with nachos and cheese and chili and cheese. Sometimes it's just that artificial cheese that you get from a movie theater. Not bad, but not always my thing. This, however, I really enjoyed. The cheese tasted really good. It didn't taste fake, if that makes sense. Like it came out of a can. And personally, I prefer that. And it wasn't too salty, which I was kind of expecting as well with it being corn tortilla. It's nice to have some real food. We've been doing a lot of dessert lately. So to have some real food for once is amazing. So I would recommend. I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
There's 2 more options here. There is the churro bites and the pretzel bites. Both of these options are essentially just what you can get into the park already. So you can already get a churro, you can already get a pretzel, and they just made it bite-sized, and it comes with dipping sauces as well. So I think it's great. You also have this easy holder. You can kind of walk around and all these are probably made to be taken into the Grinch show. We just didn't think it'd be kind to do the food review while we were watching the Grinch show. But both of them are just how they sound, and just how, if you've ever had a pretzel from Universal or a churro from Universal, you know how these taste. Churros, I like Universal Churros. I'd say 4 out of 5. Pretzels, they're okay. I'm not as big of a pretzel fan, so I would say 3 out of 5 on the pretzel.
The next thing I'm trying is the footlong chili cheese dog. It basically has the same toppings as the nachos that I just tried. It has the white cheddar cheese sauce. It has a beef chili. The only issue is I'm going to have to take a few bites before I get to any of the chili.
Or you could just eat it like a sandwich, like right in the middle.
No, not me. If I was to choose between the chili cheese nachos and the chili cheese footlong hot dog, I would choose the footlong hot dog. You're getting almost the same flavor. The only difference is obviously no tortilla chips, but you're getting a lot more, I think, for your money. It's more of a meal, and if you're looking for something to fill up before you go into Grinchmas or once you come out of Grinchmas, the line wasn't too long, and I think the quality of this hot dog is really good. I do love Hot Dog Hall of Fame. I wouldn't compare it to Hot Dog Hall of Fame, but I would say it is a fantastic hot dog, especially on the fly. I'd give it 4 out of 5.
Finally, we've arrived to the reason why I wore a green shirt today. It is the green popcorn. It's just the universal popcorn, but green. I will be honest with you that I've already tried a few bites. It was very good. It is basically the universal popcorn, but they've made it green. I like universal popcorn. Maybe that's a bold take. I give it a 4 out of 5. I like universal popcorn, and again, no extra flavor here, just green. We went over to Battery Park across from Transformers, and it has some of the most unique holiday food options, in my opinion, that we've seen so far. A lot of sandwiches. So the one I'm probably most excited to try is the holiday leftovers, and it is a pressed artesian cranberry bread. Cranberry bread, that's pretty unique. Filled with turkey and brie cheese, and is served with a side of turkey gravy. Let's dig in. I'm excited for some real substantive food. I feel like we've had a lot of desserts, so how can you go wrong with artesian bread? Trevor has alerted me that I am required to dip it into the turkey gravy sauce, or dipping sauce, I guess I should say. So, yeah, I guess it's the law. So what I really, really like about this is when you get a bite of the cranberry. So within the bread, there's cranberries. My critique would be there's not enough cranberries in this bread. When I get bites without the cranberry, it feels like something's missing a little bit, and I think it's the cranberry. So I just wish there was a little more cranberry. This is still a 4 out of 5. It's really good. If you like a nice turkey sandwich, nothing's too overpowering, and the cranberry really complements the turkey and cheese really nicely. This is another really, really interesting option. So this is the peanut butter fluff and stuff. What a cool name. So it is a pressed sandwich, like a lot of the sandwiches here, but it is filled with creamy peanut butter, raspberry jelly, and marshmallow cream. And it doesn't say it on the menu, but it looks like they put a little bit of extra peanuts around it as well, or maybe inside of it. This is a 4 out of 5 for me. It is like an elevated peanut butter and jelly. There is a little bit of that marshmallow kind of fluff taste, but I taste more of like a peanut butter and jelly. If I had to rank the flavors, I would say the strongest flavor is the peanut butter, second to the jelly, and then third to the the marshmallow fluff. So again, I would say like an elevated peanut butter and jelly. I enjoyed it, but not as much as the leftover sandwich. The holiday leftovers was my favorite so far, but this is good as well. Another 4 out of 5.
I am trying the s'mores hot chocolate, and the unique thing about this hot chocolate is it is served with an oversized marshmallow right in the center. Otherwise, I think it's just normal hot chocolate, but let's give it a try and see. I could be wrong.
And while he's drinking that, I should point out that they do have an Italian hot chocolate, and I asked what's different about the Italian hot chocolate, and they said it's a normal hot chocolate. So we didn't order it because we've had hot chocolate today.
Yes, we've had a lot of hot chocolate. I will say though, this is fantastic. I really like this hot chocolate. The marshmallow is melting. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it is melting into the drink, which actually gave it kind of a more marshmallowy flavor within the hot chocolate. I know sometimes, depending on the amount of marshmallows you have, you don't really taste them or they don't melt fast enough, but this one actually did. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It was really good. This whole stand has been amazing. I've been really impressed with the food and the treats so far.
This is a chocolate chip cookie cup. It's covered in chocolate on the inside. It's got holiday sprinkles around it, and then they give you a carton of milk to pour into your cookie. So it's milk and cookies. I think that's really, really fun. Also, the straw is super unique. It's pinched at the bottom and top, and then there's a flavor inside. So I got to choose between cookies and cream, chocolate, or strawberry. I chose cookies and cream. It might be the coolest looking dessert so far.
Takes you back to elementary school, doesn't it?
Sure does. It's been a while. So I still have a good amount of milk left over in the jug. I would say I only used like maybe 2/3 of the jug. So still some leftover milk. And I'm amazed that this is holding this. That's pretty cool. I don't know how long it'll last, so I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy it. Okay, so initial impressions of the carton of milk, because it's really all I've tried so far with the straw. The milk was good. I'm not getting much flavor out of the straw, to be honest. Like, it looks really cool, and I liked the idea of it, but I don't really taste cookies and cream. When you suck on the straw, you're not really getting much of the pebbles inside. I'm guessing the more you drink, the more like the pebbles will dissolve, I guess is maybe the thought. So it looks like about half of the pebbles that were inside, maybe like a little less than half, have dissolved. But I didn't really get like a cookies and cream taste from it, really. I don't know, maybe I was drinking it too fast. So I just did another full pour, and I still have a little bit of milk left. So you get a lot of milk with your cookie. So I think the time has come to try the cup itself. I'm not sure there's a good way to do this, unfortunately, so I'm just gonna try. I could try to break off a piece. Nope. Oh, yeah. So I don't know if I can critique it too much for having a hard cookie, because it obviously has to be a hard cookie in order to contain the milk. With that in mind, I give this a 4 out of 5 as well. I know this stand has had a lot of 4 out of 5s, but I really do mean everything I've had has been pretty good. My biggest critique of this one is this: again, you don't get much of the milk and cookies flavor in my experience, but the cookie was good. It's a little bit tougher, like I said. You know, the milk, dairy pure, was good. This is the classic milk and cookies. I enjoyed it.
The next menu item I'm trying are the chocolate pressed s'mores. It's chocolate brioche filled with ganache, marshmallow cream, marshmallows, and graham cracker crumbs on the outside there. It looks absolutely amazing. I'm going to take a bite and see what I think. I give this a 5 out of 5. The chocolate, it was so good. The flavors are, it's like eating a s'more. It's the graham cracker crumbs on the outside. The bread is fantastic. I like how, I think they seal it and it's pressed, but the edges are sealed, similar to Taylor's sandwich earlier with the peanut butter and jellies. It was fantastic. I'd highly recommend this. Like, the texture is fantastic. The temperature was fantastic. But the chocolate wasn't like overly sweet like in some of the items we've tried. I wasn't like, oh my gosh, there's way too much chocolate. It was just the perfect amount.
Okay, my favorite vegan in the world is Trevor.
Yes, some call me the part-time vegan. It's probably true. But regardless of that, I'm trying the vegan VLT. Again from Battery Park. This involves a pressed sandwich loaf with smoked tempeh bacon, Divina tomatoes, arugula, vegan pepper jack cheese, and tomato aioli. I have to say right off the bat, I love pepper jack cheese. I love vegan pepper jack cheese. I cannot wait to take a bite of this sandwich. See how they did press like the end, and I've had pressed sandwiches before. I don't remember them sealing them like this. I could be wrong. For me, this is another 5 out of 5. I love to get a sandwich from Breadbox in City Walk called the Hot Vegan Sandwich. And that involves different ingredients from what this is served. But I like this just as much as that sandwich. It is incredible. I think a part of it is the pepper jack cheese. I really like that, and the aioli. But it all goes together so well. Again, being a pressed sandwich, it's almost like an Uncrustable. So tasty, and I feel like it's a good serving size. Like, it's not skipping out on substance, and I know a lot of what we've had has been dessert. I'm glad that we're trying some actual sandwiches and actual food where you could actually eat this and say, I'm full. 5 out of 5 for the vegan sandwich.
So we have one food stand left, but I've got to tell you, so far, this one right behind me in Battery Park has been so good. Easily both Trevor and I's favorite of the day. There's one food truck left. We're gonna go hit it up, and we'll let you know what we think of it. This is the Nashville Hot Chicken Mac and Cheese. It has creamy white cheddar mac and cheese tossed with crispy chicken bites. I saw them actually chop up the chicken bite right in front of me, so that was cool. And they toss that into Nashville hot sauce, and it says green onions. I don't see any green onions on it though. So this is a 5 out of 5, but it doesn't taste hot to me at all. Out of a hot scale, I'd say maybe like 1 or 2, maybe probably a 1. So I don't know if I just didn't get much hot sauce on mine or what, but not super hot at all, but still 5 out of 5. It tastes really good. There's a real like honey taste to it, and the mac and cheese is really creamy and great. 5 out of 5. I really enjoy it.
I get to try the Nashville hot chicken skewer, and it looks incredible. I am so excited when I saw this on the menu. I was like, yes, please. It has hand-breaded chicken tossed in Nashville hot sauce, served with house-made coleslaw, sliced pickles, and white bread. But I should say that we substituted the Nashville hot chicken sauce, or the Nashville hot sauce rather, for the hot honey. So I'm gonna give it a bite and tell you what I think. I figured the best way to eat it, of course, would be on the skewer. I could be doing it wrong. I'm sorry to all of my Nashville people out there. So I took a couple of bites, just because I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing any flavor. It does taste like honey. It's not overwhelming. And also, I tried to see if it was hot in any way. It looks like there's some pepper flakes on here. Did not taste that. But with that said, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I was expecting maybe just a little more sweet and a little more spicy, but it's lacking a bit of both. However, it still has great flavor. And if you're a fan of Nashville hot chicken, of course you're gonna like this. What is there not to like? I would recommend, as I like spicier or hotter foods, maybe just leaving the Nashville hot sauce on and don't substitute it. Especially if you're not really a fan of honey to begin with. But otherwise, yeah, it's fantastic, and I would get it again, just based on the fact that you are getting real food and quite a bit of it for the price.
So here is my top 3 food items that we tried today. I don't think I'll match Trevor, but maybe we'll share some of the same. So number 3 to me was, I'm revising it. I know at the time I gave it a 4 out of 5. I think it should have been a 5 out of 5, and I think I was too harsh of a critic. The holiday leftover sandwich I keep thinking about. I really enjoyed it. That's my 3rd pick of the day. My 2nd pick of the day is actually this one right here, the Nashville hot chicken mac and cheese. I really enjoyed it as well. Again, it wasn't too hot, but I thought it was really good. And then my number 1 pick of the day was actually one of the first things we tried. It was the frozen hot cocoa. It was really, really, really good. So those are my 3. If you're coming this season to Universal and you're looking for some of the holiday treats, those are 3 of the ones I would look out for. Trevor, how about you?
My top 3 are slightly different than Taylor's. Number 3 for me is this hot chicken skewer that I have right now. Regardless of the fact that it wasn't too sweet, it wasn't too hot, I actually really enjoyed it. I think there's a lot of food that you're getting for the price, and I would recommend this as a number 3. As a number 2, I really like the VBLT over in Battery Park that I tried earlier. That actually exceeded my expectations and tasted a lot like the hot vegan sandwich that I enjoy at Breadbox. So if I'm in the park and I don't want to walk out and go to a sit down, just want to grab and go, I'm probably going to try that. And then number 1, I really like the chocolate pressed s'mores over in Battery Park as well. I like the graham cracker crumbs. I like the way it was pressed, and it reminded me a lot of an Uncrustables. And if you remember back when we were trying all the Halloween Horror Nights food a few months back, I really enjoyed the Uncrustables sandwich. I think that was my number 1 if I'm not mistaken. So this is a little different because it's not strawberry and jelly, and it's not an Uncrustable, but regardless, I thought all the flavors paired well.
A big thank you for Trevor to joining me, and a big thank you for you for making it to the end. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, there's a video where I try every single Wizarding World drink. I'll leave a link to it, and I'll see you hopefully in the parks this holiday season. Take care.